Hello and welcome to Boring Dad Gaming, where today we're going to be taking a look at an upcoming game. This is the playtest for The Life and Suffering of Prince Jerian, which I was recently invited to by the developers, so thank you very much to them for the key. This is the follow-up to The Life and Suffering of Sir Brante, I believe it was. I didn't play that, although it is one I've sort of looked at a few times on Steam. Very much kind of a narrative story generator type thing, where, you know, we're playing this character, and I think we sort of make decisions and stuff to deal with sort of the catalogue of catastrophes that's going to sort of fall upon us. Yeah, looking forward to it. Let's start a new game and see how it is. Well, we're going to be so boring, obviously. Chapter replay. Really, just whatever, default. Now, The Life and Suffering of Prince Jerian is a game of choices and consequences. Every decision you make shapes the story, unlocking some paths and closing others. You'll not always overcome the challenges you face, so be prepared to fail. At times, the choice you want to make will be out of reach because you're not ready, your strength is depleted, or you have bound the protagonist to a different fate. Interesting. The world of the game will not bend to your wishes. If you want to leave your mark on the world, you must be ready to sacrifice, to surrender what you hold dear, to betray what is important to you. You will face difficult choices, and you will live with their consequences. Victory will not come easily. That is what gives it value. So it's a game about becoming a ruler, struggling for power, and fighting to change the future of your empire without abandoning your true self. Pain and suffering are part of the story. They help the protagonist grow and understand himself. Accept your weakness, your vulnerability, and your powerlessness. They're all part of the plan. Live Prince Jerian's life so that in the end he may find purpose, if not happiness. So what's the opposite of a power fantasy? It sounds like that's what this is.
Memories. The pages of an unfinished book. A lifetime flashes before my eyes. Who were these people to me? Who was I to them? What have we done? What have we accomplished? My life, the life of my nation, they have become inextricably intertwined. But now the time has come to ask myself the truly important questions. Questions I must answer now, no matter how much I might want to hide from them.
Obscurity is the coming-of-age chapter of our story, in which you will begin developing your character as a person by building his skills, innermost beliefs, and relationships. By the end of the prologue, you will determine what your protagonist will be like and what he will devote his life to. His influence over the world will grow with each passing year. Eventually, his actions will determine the fate of the entire empire. So what kind of person will Sir Boring become? It's up to you to decide. Let's have a look. Hey, look back. Sounds like the sound balance might be slightly off. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, let's just bring the sound. What was the purpose of your life? Everyone asks this question when their life is about to run its course, be they emperor or slave, simply because their time is up. And it is only natural, for you will face the divine twins soon, and they will see you as you are. Their gaze is devoid of both judgment and love. You will be yet another dull, clueless mortal who accomplished nothing during his brief time in this world. You started writing this book to work out just what your life was. What was the golden thread that pieced the disjointed moments and days together to form the tapestry of your fate? But now that the book is almost finished, you still feel empty inside. Maybe you got lost along the way. Maybe you took a wrong turn, made a bad decision, chose the wrong person, and all meaning simply vanished from your life. Winked out of existence, evaporated like smoke drifting up from an extinguished candle. And you had more than most. You had power, respect, and authority, but did any of it fill your life with meaning? Your friends, your lovers, your mother and father, your ancestors and descendants, all of them hold a piece of your heart, But what do they mean to the twins, and to you for that matter? Why, were they the reason you kept going? Or is your legacy the answer? The things you'll leave behind, all the changes wrought upon the world at your behest? Then again, you're always driven by a striving for personal freedom, an ability to break free from the bonds of normalcy and propriety and live the life you wanted. Perhaps this is what matters to those who live in the shadow of the shining pillar, and those who will meet you at the peak. There's something that drives you and gives you the strength to fight. It spurs you to action, urges you to make sacrifices, achieve victories, and perform feats of valor, or back down and betray those who trusted you. This explains the way you lived and the decisions you made. So what is it? What is that one thing worth living for? Life has no meaning. Life is pointless and there's no use deluding yourself. The book lies open before you. You found the answer you were looking for. You're not going to delude yourself. There is no greater meaning to be found in life. Chasing after one would mean succumbing to the madness that plagues the rest of the world. You were born, and you are going to die. There is no mystery or higher purpose in that. You lived your life one day at a time, making decisions that led to bitter defeats and sweet victories. However hard you may try to find a deeper meaning, your life was just a string of days. Your life is not a statement either to the twins or anyone else. It has no purpose, and poring over the past is a waste of time. Life can only be lived. So why can't you put the matter to rest and close the book? Haven't you found the words to speak before the everlasting throne? You hesitate. Memories of things past flood your mind. You recall the events, the faces, the smells and the flavors. A street right after the rain. A patch of soft grass beneath your head. Horses neighing, the clamor of the crowd, the clashes of steel, a touch. Another person's lips on yours. Cold, condemning silence, bitter disappointment, fear, madness and passion, a weak glimmer of hope. The past sweeps over you like a tide. You sit motionless, peering into your book. What could you have done differently to be sure of your answer right now? What could you have done to avoid this fear and confusion? Is your life really just a jumble of memories that will be reduced to dust along with your body? What if you missed something? What if you overlooked something worth noticing? You go back to the first page of your memoirs, scanning the words, searching for anything you might have missed. It feels like your life is beginning anew. The book transports you back to the days before you were born. You're not ready to put it down yet. 4 years old obscurity. Yeah. Tempest's debts. Creed. Millennial statue. Click and unlock chapter if you'd like to return to the beginning of it and continue playing for the bit. Well, we haven't done anything yet, so let's just get into it. 4 years old. Year 1120. What would you call that? 1120, perhaps? Chapter 1, Obscurity. Something I'm very familiar with. Okay, chapter stories. The key events in a chapter are tied together into stories. Your achievements and failures throughout these stories will shape your fate. Okay, Phantoms of the Future. Your life is only just beginning, but you already have difficult decisions to make. What is more important to you? Living in the moment or making sacrifices today for the sake of some elusive future? Yeah, how do we get going? Okay. Sir Boring, 4 years old, personality. The personality traits that determine the choices available to you. Okay, so do I get to assign this then? Or is it, everything's just kind of in a middle ground, I guess, is it? Okay. Skills. The knowledge and abilities allow you to overcome various challenges. I'm pretty I'm 4, so I'm pretty basic at everything, let's be honest. Sounds about right. Okay. Get into it. The Stranger. Your path lies across the colourful pattern of the carpet. You have to be very careful as you hop from one little island to another. Single misstep, and you could tumble into a lake of lava. A menacing giant rises before you. He guards dusty old books during the day and watches you with his glassy eyes at night. You creep by, trying not to wake him. Another hop. You're almost there. Today you'll make your way to the big unexplored wardrobe on the far side of the room. You're finally going to find out who lives there. Sometimes the wardrobe dweller makes the door creak just a little. Some kind of shadow seems to flit through the depths of the great wooden box every time you walk by. And at nightfall, when you can see the sun setting through your window, something in the wardrobe shimmers, almost as though it's giving you a sign. At last, you finally reach the wardrobe. The door is closed. Your mysterious roommate isn't making it creak or casting colourful spots along the wall. You wonder, if you can't see him, is he even really there? The handle is so high you can barely reach it. You stand on your tiptoes, straining for the handle. Now you just have to pull it down without letting go, and the door opens. You trip and fall face first into some heavy articles of clothing. The fabric is all so different to the touch, some of it scratchy, some smooth. Sneezing from the dust, you reach out to push the clothes apart and make your way deeper into the wardrobe. Someone stirs in the darkness. You freeze. Was it just a trick of the light? Or was it Mr. Tumnus? Who can say? Suddenly, a pair of eyes flash deep inside the wardrobe. The wardrobe dweller recoils, then steps forward, staring at you. Your heart feels like it's about to burst out of your chest. Who is he, and what does he want with you? Why is he here? What if he creeps out of the wardrobe one day? What if he creeps right up to your bed when you're asleep? Your hands clench into fists. The anger within you is at war with your curiosity. What does the wardrobe dweller want? Why is he hiding in the dark like this? Is he like you? Does he have any toys? Maybe a flute? The stranger stares at you intently. There's something odd about the way he's acting. You should attack first and show him your strength. Seize the upper hand while you still can. Or should you wait and see? Take a closer look at him. Perhaps you could become friends. Reach out, because I'm fairly sure it's a mirror. You'll display friendliness. Yeah, so you get like a little thing. So if we were to hit the stranger, you will display courage and resolve, striking first before the stranger can do you any harm. So we will lose a value to logic, but gain a point in passion. Or vice versa. You'll display friendliness and curiosity, reaching out to the wardrobe dweller. You'll gain a logic and lose a passion. Well, yeah, that seems right. You gingerly wave to the stranger. Hello there. He waves back. He copies your movements perfectly. What if? You make a silly face at the wardrobe dweller and he sticks his tongue out at you too. So that's it. The stranger is your exact copy. He's you. You touch the cool, smooth surface that divides you. Your double reaches tentatively towards your outstretched hand. He's just like you, but there's something vaguely unsettling about him. His piercing gaze makes you shrink backwards. You are one and the same, and yet somehow different at the same time. You lean forward, waving your arms. The double copies your movements exactly. You seem to be able to control him, but what if he decides to act on his own one day? You cast one last glance into the dark depths of the wardrobe before closing the door. The double keeps staring at you. There we go, a little shift in our skills there. So passion is your tendency to perceive the world through your emotions, leads to sentimentality, ambitiousness, and pride. So I'm not sure what the things below are. Just a range that there are. So at 4, we're in the range of between 3 and 7, which is balanced logic. And so good. Okay, and logic. Okay. So that's on the same scale then, isn't it? So yeah. I get it. So it's out of 10. And we're in 6 for logic, so it's, I get it. So at some point we'll be, if we kept going, we'd be logic above all else, and if we were to go the other way, we would be denial of passion. Denial of passion. I'm not sure. We'll see how that develops. That was the only notable thing to happen to us in those 2 years. Cornelius's guidance. This morning is just like all the others that have come before it. The air feels thick and stuffy, making it hard to breathe. The walls are slowly closing in on you. Yet another unbearable day locked in your room. Ages ago, before you learned to walk, people used to carry you around. All sorts of faces would float above you, speaking in high-pitched voices, frowning and smiling. They used to make pleasant noises at you, play with you, teach you to walk, sing nursery rhymes. With them, you were allowed to laugh and cry, learn new things, and expand your view of the world. In the end, they always walked out the door and disappeared, leaving you alone. You know every little nook and cranny of this cursed room. Every single crack in the wooden furniture has been etched into your memory. The dusty smell of the heavy curtains on the windows permeates your entire being. You've explored everything there is to explore here. You've already memorized all the pictures in the books. There are lots of books in the room, but very few of them have pictures. You hear footsteps in the hallway. Servants come and go every day, cleaning your room and feeding you. A wrinkled nursemaid walks into the room with a bowl of porridge, seats you at the table, gives you a spoon and sits down to wait. You've asked her over and over again to let you out, but she always says no. I can't. You have to stay in your room. But for how long and why? No one will tell you. You hear an unfamiliar, commanding voice right outside your door. You don't know who it belongs to, but their order is obeyed at once. The door opens. You remain rooted to the spot, overwhelmed by a combination of impatience, curiosity, and fear. As your guest steps over the threshold, you gasp in shock. Never seen such a gigantic person before. His skin is blue, and his eyes. The blue irises are so bright they seem to glow. That's when you realize you've actually seen blue giants like this in your books, but you never thought they were real. The visitor gives you an appraising look. The intensity of his gaze and your rising anxiety give you goosebumps. Why has this person come to see you? What does he want?
Hello, child. My name is Cornelius. I will be your mentor. Dinna be disturbed by the colour of my skin. I'm an Archnean. Blue blood flows through my veins. You must have lots of questions. I promise that they will be answered in due time. But for now, come with me.
Your palms grow sweaty, your heart pounding madly in your chest. Did this Archnean just invite you to follow him? Are you really about to leave your prison? You quickly crawl down from the chair. The nursemaid behind Cornelius clears her throat and then musters the courage to tell the Archnean that you aren't allowed to leave the room. Overcome by hope and anxiety, your mouth goes dry. You freeze in anticipation. A shadow falls over Cornelius's face. The tension in the air grows palpable. He remains silent for a moment, and finally replies without turning to face the servant, his voice like ice.
I know the rules, and I say that they no longer apply. See that you ne'er speak out of turn again. Come, boy.
The nursemaid gives you a silent bow, stepping aside. Your heart thrums with excitement. You hurry out of the room after your saviour. The hallway seems to stretch on forever. The windows are made of dozens of colourful little pieces of glass forming intricate patterns. Outside you see a marvellous garden. The carefully pruned topiaries and trees you've never seen before become a kaleidoscope of images flashing before your eyes. The sheer number of exciting things hidden away behind your door takes your breath away. There are strange objects everywhere, along with countless new scents and amazing colours. You touch the leg of a still white figure as you walk by. It feels smooth and cool to the touch. You have so much to learn and experience. As you round a corner, the floor rises upward. You find yourself in a spacious upstairs room with lots of doors. There are guards posted next to one of the doors with long, velvety strips of cloth hanging to the sides. The strips have a winged silver serpent on them, twisting and baring its teeth. As you approach the door, Cornelius, who has been silent all this time, turns to face you once more. For a second, he looks just like that serpent on the cloth strips, exuding the same aura of forbidding magnificence.
Listen closely now, child. I ken this is all new to you. You'll have to work hard to come to grips with it all. You've got a great future ahead of you. To meet it head on, you'll need to study. You'll need to gain experience. Stay focused. Get to know the world I've given to you today. Live in it. I will help, and we'll start right now. Come.
Cornelius lets you into the room, striding in confidently after you. The walls are covered with paintings of blue giants with real swords and shields hung between them. Countless tomes fill the bookshelves. The legs of the desks and chairs are decorated with ornate carved patterns. They look nothing like the ones in your bedroom. A slightly older boy, with a head of unruly brown curls, is sitting in the far corner by the window, swinging his leg in boredom. When Cornelius guides you closer, the boy gives you a big grin and waves in greeting.
This is Ferdinand. He'll be teaching you today. He'll help you learn everything he knows. Isn't that right, Ferdinand?
Of course, teacher. As they say, your head is a vessel for knowledge, not just food. I'm sure Will's stuff is full.
Excellent. It's high time the boy learned his words and numbers. Reading will allow him to explore the world through books, while arithmetic will teach his mind order and discipline. Take one for today and study your chosen subject. I got business to attend to.
You hang on every word that comes out of your rescuer's mouth, still struggling to believe your good fortune. Cornelius suddenly leans towards you, putting his face right at your eye level.
Remember what I told you. Study, learn the ways that...
Oh, this is still Cornelius.
Remember what I told you. Study, learn the ways of this world, and stay focused.
Cornelius gives you a final pat on the head and departs. Ferdinand doesn't waste any time, grabbing your hand and giving it a firm, though not painful squeeze. His face splits into a sneaky grin.
Well, hello there. It's nice to finally meet you. You must have been bored out of your mind in that room.
Stammering anxiously, you tell him that the loneliness of your room has been wearing on you, and you're glad to finally have something new to do.
I can imagine. You'll probably find...
How do you say that word? Ionas? Is it like... Ionas? I gotta say Ionas.
You'll probably find Jonas the Elder's Chronicles excited at this point. By the way, what's your name?
You look away embarrassed. No one has ever addressed you by your name before, so you find yourself at a loss for words. Ferdinand looks at you, perplexed.
You know, there's a character from this one novel. Why don't I call you Sir Boring for now? I'm sure you'll appreciate the irony when you read the Dueling Society.
You shrug indifferently, but agree. You have to repeat the new name to yourself quietly a couple of times to make it stick. Sir Boring. Sir Boring. Ferdinand puts 2 books full of big characters and pictures in front of you, and then his face scrunches up in thought. He turns to look at the sunlit balcony visible through one of the windows.
Cornelius is a meet with an Archduke Monrogue right now. I sure love to know what kind of secrets they're telling each other. Yeah, but this lesson... Say, what if we take a teeny tiny little sneak peek at what they're up to? You know, in case it's something really secret and important.
The textbooks lay open on the desk before Ferdinand, but his eyes keep straying to the balcony. Cornelius said that you needed to study. You can't wait to make sense of all the squiggles you've seen in books. But Ferdinand's idea sounds just as tempting. Learning other people's secrets seems so exciting. I mean, we're going to be a goody two... Boring goody two... I mean, our name is so boring. We're going to be a goody two-shoes and insist on reading. We're going to gain a +1 in scholarship. Maths would get us a +1 in management. Or we can make a bit more of a close friendship with Ferdinand. Well, screw Ferdinand. We're going to be reading. You remind Ferdinand about what Cornelius had said. You were brought here to learn how to read, and that's what you want to do. Ferdinand isn't particularly happy with your decision, but he gets swept up in the lesson before long. The book before you looks simpler than the ones you've perused in your room. Each page contains only one character with a picture next to it. Ferdinand explains that these are letters and teaches you how to combine them into syllables, which in turn form words. Ferdinand teases you a little whenever you make mistakes, but it doesn't hurt your feelings. He has a little story to tell about every picture in the book. He knows so much. You want to be just like him when you grow up.
Hey, you got a healthy appetite for knowledge. I know a fellow bookworm when I see one. Let's try reading now, okay? Remember the scary creature on the banners out in the hallway? Oh, that's a dragon. It's on the Tempest crest, and this is the first letter of the word.
Time flies as you look at the pictures, learning the first letter of this word and that. Cornelius comes back when it's already dark outside. You're proud to report that you've learned 10 whole letters today. He nods, clearly pleased, and puts a hand on your shoulder.
Excellent, you're working at a good clip. Hopefully you'll be able to read by the end of the week.
You return to your room warmed by the knowledge that this isn't forever. You're going to be able to learn new things every day. It feels like the fog is lifting from the world around you, and everything suddenly has a reason, a meaning. But you still have so many questions. Just who is your strange savior? Why did he decide to break the rules and free you from captivity? What does he really want from you? There we go. Little bookworm. 2 years later, so yeah, we're going up in 2-year increments now. We're 8 years old. Twice as old as we were 10 minutes ago. Growing up. Your days feel like marbles rolling faster and faster across a wooden floor. It seems like just yesterday you were struggling to reach a book on a high shelf or give your toy soldiers a boat ride in one of your slippers, and now you're sitting on a hard bench behind your desk, gripping a thin, unwieldy quill pen with your ink-stained fingers. A lot has changed since you first met Ferdinand. You're almost never alone now, since Ferdinand isn't your only teacher. All of them are strict and demanding, but you always feel excited about your lessons. You finally have someone to talk to, someone to ask all the questions buzzing around inside your head. Some tutors tell you all about stars and the laws of nature. Others read you legends of old. Ferdinand brings you picture books and big old maps that smell faintly of something sour. You're eager to learn as much as you can about this world, although your teachers never stray beyond the topic of their lesson, as though all other subjects have been cordoned off by some kind of invisible line. You study diligently, without knowing why. Whenever you ask, your teachers avert their gaze. You've tried asking Cornelius, but even your mentor has no clear answer for you. He says that the purpose of your efforts will be revealed to you later. You grip the pen too hard in frustration and it snaps in your hand. When exactly is later? Still, you can't stay mad at Cornelius for long. His soft, slightly melancholy smile makes you feel all warm and happy inside. Cornelius is the only Archnean you've met. You're always eager to see him and listen with bated breath to everything he has to say. Every day a new door seems open before you. Your world expands, becoming progressively more complex and nuanced. Little by little you explore the halls and galleries of the palace. You had no idea how truly vast it is. It's astonishing how much the mere ability to leave the building has changed your life. The sky so endlessly high above you, the palace park with its pond round as a button, the rustling wind and the clouds. You cup little spots of sunlight in your palms. You sense that the world is kind and will always keep you safe. Yeah, we'll see how long that lasts, right? The warmth makes you feel lazy and content. You squint up at the sun and pause to think about your future. What will it be like? The future. The phrase feels solid and scratchy as you roll it around in your mouth. You can't wait for it to come. The world around you is enormous. You have to pry its secrets out one at a time, but there's no doubt in your mind that one day it will all belong to you. Ooh, what we got? Oh, we're getting stuff. Our management and diplomacy both went up by one, I think. Just from studying, I guess. Probably would have been different if we'd played truant, I imagine. The last day of the week is for resting, so you set out to explore the palace grounds. There are nondescript servants' quarters hidden in the shadow of the far wall. You decide to take a closer look at them today. As you get closer, you notice a boy and a girl your age playing with a puppy. The furry creature is darting between the children, panting and trying to yank a stick out of their hands. The two keep tossing it to each other and laughing, but then they spot you.
Hello, want to join us, your lordship? Come on, we don't bite.
You can see genuine curiosity in the children's eyes. Their simple, patched clothing is very different from your fashionable jacket. Nothing in their smiles indicates jealousy or resentment. You approach them, suddenly shy, but trying not to show it. The puppy runs up to you, sniffing your leg.
Hi there, my name's Emil and this is my friend Martha. Hey, looks like Buster here likes you too. Want to play with us?
You join them, your heart fluttering joyously. Buster struggles in vain to catch the stick as the three of you pass it to each other. The park fills with peals of laughter and the dog's loud barking. Martha fumbles her throw and drops the stick on the ground between you. Seeing his chance, the puppy rushes to claim his prize. Not so fast. You manage to grab his brown... Oh no, don't grab his brown tail, just in the nick of time. Oh dear. Sharp pain suddenly pierces your hand. As you snatch it back, you realise that your sleeve is torn and your fingers are covered in blood. Buster gives you the guiltiest look his puppy eyes are able to convey. Not the puppy's fault. You feel his wet muzzle poking you as the puppy tries to lick the bite better. You don't hold this against him in the slightest. You scratch his ear, telling him it's okay, it's not a big deal at all. A shadow falls upon you. A lanky man with a bushy moustache towers over you and the other children. His sharp eyes zero in on your bleeding hand. The unsuspecting puppy is wagging his tail, excited to keep playing. Still silent, the stranger unsheathes his sword and runs Buster through in a single indifferent motion. The pup dog yips and starts wheezing, his paws scratching against the ground. Oh, I don't like this. The puppy's big wet eyes come to rest on you as the fear and pain in them fade to nothingness. The terrifying man stands there, watching you dispassionately. He calmly asks Emil and Martha not to hurt you, then flicks the blood from his sword and walks away. You hear him order a servant to have your wound treated. Oh, I'm not happy about that. A lump rises in your throat. You clutch the puppy's limp little body close to your chest. Tears roll down your face as Martha's cries ring in your ears. Emil is frozen in impotent grief. Martha presses up against him, crying on his shoulder. How can you fix this? How can you take it all back?
How did this happen? Buster never bit anyone.
Oh, it feels as though you've forgotten how to breathe. How could this have happened? If you'd never come here, the dog would still be alive. The thought burns like fire, and you can't seem to stop your tears. The boy and the girl kneel down next to you, petting their dead friend. For a while, the only sound that breaks the silence is your quiet sobbing. You force out a shaky sorry. This all feels like your fault. Eventually, Martha stands up, wiping her face with her dirty sleeve.
Let's go to the temple. The twins will help us.
You ask if they are really going to give the puppy a new life.
No, the gods do not grant rebirth to animals, but they will help us cope with the pain and set us on the right path. Ain't you ever been to the temple?
You shake your head and ask them to tell you about the twins.
The elder gives us his love, while the younger makes sure that everyone follows the rules. Come see for yourself. The temple ain't far.
Emil and Martha grab your hands and start dragging you somewhere. Before long, you see a beautiful building decorated with carved stone pillars. This must be the Temple of the Twins. Maybe if you tell the gods about what has just happened, you'll feel better.
There are two big statues right after you walk in. Can't miss them. They're the twins. The elder has a lash and the younger has a sword. I always tell the elder about all my troubles and mistakes, so he'll wrap me up in his love. I think you should talk to the younger. He's fair. He'll tell you if it's really your fault or not. If you're guilty, just accept his punishment and you'll feel better. I'll pick one of them. Go ahead, we'll wait for you here a bit.
Your mouth goes dry from trepidation as you walk up the grand staircase. All you can see is the wheezing dog dying because of you. Which of the gods you approach? Which of the gods will you approach? The one who will console you or the one who will assess your guilt? The Lock of Fate is displayed in black to the left of the choice button. It may block the choice button if its internal conditions are not met. The Lock of Fate's conditions often reflect major decisions made by the protagonist. Mouse over the Lock of Fate to view its requirements. A locked Lock of Fate cannot be opened using personal resources. Logic. Okay, so because we did the reaching out to the mirror, I think was the logic thing, wasn't it? So we can do this one, so we'll do both. The temple is mesmerizing in its vastness. Curiosity dulls your pain for a moment. You want to learn a little bit more about the mystery in which these statues of the gods are shrouded. You decide to approach each of them in turn. You take several steps towards the figure of the elder who is gripping a lash. An unfamiliar feeling washes over you like a wave. You realize that you're not alone anymore, and that's not all. You never have been, and you never will be. Divine grace fills your heart and you begin to breathe easy. It's as though you're one with the entire world. The elder's eyes bathe you in care, tenderness, and compassion. You are part of a great plan, a united family living in this eternal bliss. Your mind grows clear, filling with joy. The sorrow you felt dissolves in a love that knows neither blame nor judgment. You want to stay here, floating on this cloud of love, but your curiosity urges you to move on. What is the other god like, the one who holds a sword? You tear yourself away from the statue of the elder and approach the younger. The figure holding a sword gives you a stern look. Cold, mercilessly bright light fills the temple, exposing things and actions for what they truly are. No secret can hide from the younger's gaze. Mortal trappings blown away, your bare soul faces divine judgment. The younger looks at you and finds you blameless. The dog is nothing before the law of the twins. The true shape of things becomes clear to you. It now seems obvious that you have committed no crime. Your soul seems to unfurl, freed of its heavy burden. Your mind grows clear, your limbs feel light. Ever curious, you look up at the high, arching ceiling of the temple. Is there anything above the two gods? Is there something besides them? You think you see some kind of shadow lurking up there, but then you feel dizzy and have to lower your gaze. The world is so full of wonders. You've looked into the faces of gods and come to know them. This thought fills you with power and joy. You expect to see Emil and Martha as you exit the temple, but they've already left to bury the puppy. You make a promise to look for them and tell them what happened in the temple. You feel a sort of kinship with your new friends, something important that's hard to put into words. You'll be sure to find them. You will meet them again. So, gained a bit more scholarship then, have we? We're 9 now. Okay, so just the next year. So if I click on Fate, that will probably, sum up what we've done. Identity is just our current, stats. 5 sanity. Haven't sort of seen sanity yet. A non-replenishable reserve of mental fortitude that allows you to act counter to your personality. Opens red locks. Legacy of the Tempests can open blue locks. Relationships. So we've got Cornelius. Seems alright. He's basically indifferent. Ferdinand has some sympathy for us. Oh, Emil and Martha. Yeah, they're just pretty indifferent to us. Really? How do I get back to... How do I get back to where I was? Well, that's my sanity. Dear, I've broken the game. How do I get back to where I was? This is it, right? Yeah. The Lotless. You've come to the park after your lessons for the last couple of days, but Emil and Martha haven't been there. You wonder where they might be as you drag a stick through the mud, drawing shapes. Suddenly you hear Emil's clear voice call out to you. Finally, you rush to your friend's side to ask them where they've been all this time.
Hey, Saborin. Arthur and I just went through the rite of the sacrament. We got our lots in the Temple of the Twins and, well, we had to stay home for a couple of days.
The sacrament? Lots? You've never heard of these things before. You ask your friends to tell you more.
Wait, you don't know. Didn't your parents tell you? The twins gave people 3 lots in life. Anyone who defies their lot is doomed to eternal suffering at the foot of the shining pillar when they die.
Martha suddenly starts to sing, tapping her foot in time with the beat, a carefree smile on her face.
When the twins came down to earth, they brought lots for every birth. Let us count them 1, 2, 3. The twins made them for you and me. Nobles rule and bravely fight. They protect us with their might. Priests work hard to understand, guide us by the twins' commands. Common people work and toil, always patient, never spoiled. Live your lot where you were born, to the day when you pass on. Know your lot and know the prayer for the twins see everywhere.
It sounds like your friends have been told how they should live their lives from this point on. They've been shown a path they can follow without having to think. You ask them what happens when someone receives their lot during the sacrament. Oh! Emil pauses to think, looking away. Then he just turns around and hikes up his shirt in the back. A wide, angry red scar runs across Emil's scrawny back.
It's just a lashing for the lowborn, because our lot in life is to work, endure and suffer. It hurts to move at first, so Emil and I stayed home. The scar will serve as a reminder to us. Don't look like that. Having a lot is really important.
Everyone's lot in life. Yeah, okay.
Everybody suffers, but at least now our pain will have a purpose. It'll bring us closer to the twins. I like that it's my lot to work. The gods were really smart when they gave us the lots. Working can be nice, especially when you're good at something. All our hard work will be rewarded by bliss on the peak of the shining pillar.
Your friend's humble glee makes jealousy claw at your insides. You ask if everyone has a lot.
Of course, the twins assign a lot to every single person. How can somebody live without knowing who they are and what they're born for? That's why you've got the sacrament when you're a kid, so you can know your fate and your place in the world as soon as possible. So when are you going to have yours?
You shuffle your feet, feeling self-conscious. There's nothing for you to say. Emil and Martha's parents told them about the lots. The only people you could ask about yours are Cornelius and Ferdinand. Will they answer? Why are you so different? Why is your destiny still so vague? Emil and Martha notice your confusion but can only shrug. A discomforting weight presses down on you. You decide to leave. You say goodbye and then trudge back to your room to spend some time alone. You feel lost. You wonder which world you really belong to. The cold austerity of the palace, the lessons with Ferdinand and Cornelius, it's all preparing you for something important, something much bigger than yourself. Your mentor said you had to study so you could be ready when he needed you. But when will that time come? What do you need to get ready for? The questions just keep piling up. Emil and Martha are so genuine, so open-hearted, it seems like they're willing to accept you as one of their own. They make you feel warm and happy inside without asking for anything in return. But you're not like them. Where exactly do you belong? No one else has to wonder about their fate or their purpose in life. Everyone else has all the answers ready for them the moment they're born. Not you. Seems you'll have to choose your own path. Face the consequences. You toss and turn, a little song about lots stuck in your head. Sleep eludes you just like the answers to all your questions. A single word keeps echoing in your mind. Lotless. One's lot. The whole family is gathered around the table. It's Martha's family, but they don't make you feel like an outsider. This isn't your first dinner with them. At first, they welcomed you into their home with caution, even trepidation, but they opened up eventually, offering genuinely happy smiles, asking involved questions, and showing you what hearth and home really feel like. They've gotten used to you, and you like coming here. It's nice and cozy. You enjoy the quiet affection Martha's parents share, their warmth and acceptance, the feeling of kinship they inspire in you. This place makes you forget that you're different, without parents or a lot. The juicy slab of meat on your plate smells of cloves and cilantro. Martha's mum says it's a family recipe passed down from her grandmother. All Moritz women know it. Martha's mother goes on to say that even when a woman marries into another family and takes her husband's name, a little something from her birth family stays with her. She goes by Peter's now, but Martha's mother still keeps the special Moritz recipe alive to pass it down to her daughter one day. There will come a time when Martha will change her last name too, but she'll still make this recipe for her husband and remember her mother. You thank the woman for the food, telling her how delicious it is, but your mind is elsewhere. Why does everyone have a last name but you? Why don't you have anyone to teach you family traditions or pass your ancestors' wisdom down to you? Martha's father, a short, balding man, asks you and Martha about your day. He's soft-spoken, and his eyes look a bit sad and tired. You tell him you've been teaching Martha to read. Pleasantly surprised, he offers to lend you one of his books. As a scribe, he has a modest library at home. Martha's mother is trying to talk you into having seconds when you hear heavy footsteps outside the door. Martha's father suddenly looks worried. Ducking under the doorway, a stranger enters the room without so much as a knock. He's elegant and finely dressed, with pale blue skin and smouldering eyes. Everyone gets up from their chairs, the conversation abandoned. You're so startled you almost drop your napkin. You notice the tense line of Martha's father's shoulders. Her mother's knuckles turn white as she clutches the hem of her dress. Martha casts you a frightened glance, but looks down a moment later when the Archnean comes closer. The newcomer takes a seat at the table, a sinister smile slithering across his face.
Please pardon the intrusion, but I couldn't help but notice the enticing smell of your feast from outside. Suppose we have the lady of the house to thank for this sumptuous feast.
Martha's mother nods and murmurs her thanks, her eyes trained on the floor. The entire family stands tense and silent, darting meek looks at their late-night visitor.
You've done quite well. Diligence and hard work pave the way to bliss for people like you. Yet those who grow lazy or simply lack the skill are doomed toward a very different fate. Where are my manners? There's no need to stand, my gracious host. Please sit with me.
The stranger's words are sickeningly polite, but his voice has a steely ring to it. Martha's father sits down cautiously, thanking the visitor for this honour. His wife heads to the kitchen, still glaring at the nobleman as though he were a savage beast. The lady of the house comes back and puts a plate of food in front of the Archnean, along with a knife and a two-pronged carving fork. She apologizes for receiving such a distinguished guest in such unbecoming poverty, then gives him a long bow and asks him to deign to sample this humble meal. The visitor cuts the meat unhurriedly. Pinkish juice pools on the platter. The Archnian turns to face the man of the house.
You're right-handed, aren't you?
He stabs his fork right through the lowborn man's left hand. Blood splatters on the tablecloth. The fork has gone clean through the man's hand, pinning it to the wood. You hear a dropped cup shatter on the floor. His face, a pale white, Martha's father, shakes like a leaf, but somehow keeps from crying out. His wife makes an aborted motion to come to his side, but then she looks away and stays put. Everyone bites their lip to keep silent. The only sounds in the room are the father's quiet whimper as he pleads for forgiveness. The visitor continues in a patronizing tone.
As you can see, a job poorly done brings suffering both in life and the hereafter. The Blue Book preserves a great legacy of the Milanidases. You missed the word while transcribing it. Heinous offence. The labour is your lot, so you must do it well.
Martha's father nods over and over, grovelling and promising to correct his mistake. Martha's mother offers to serve the nobleman the good wine they keep for special occasions. This is the least she can do, given that such an important guest has graced their home with his presence.
I wouldn't mind some wine, but bring us 2 glasses.
With a quiet curtsy, Martha hurries back, carrying a dusty old bottle and 2 wine glasses. With that done, she returns to her mother's side by the table and diverts her gaze meekly. You wonder what's going to happen next. Suddenly, the visitor turns to you.
You dinna belong here, boy. You should spend more time in the company of the nobles. These humans are weak, subservient cattle. All I can teach you is obedience and servitude. Have you already forgotten your guests, my gracious host?
Martha's father serves the wine, his right hand trembling. His left is still pinned to the table. His lips have not lost their pallor. He spills several large drops on the tablecloth. Forcing out a smile through the pain, he murmurs obsequious words of gratitude to his guest. He has learned a valuable lesson. He feels greatly honoured by the visit. The sight is so humiliating you can't help but cringe.
What could these people possibly have to teach you? To serve others and apologise? Since Cornelius let you out of your shell so soon, you ought to stay with your equals, not lower to yourself to the level of this common riffraff. The strong will elevate you, while the weak will render you just as insignificant as themselves. You should study, listen to Ferdinand. He is a noble and companion much more appropriate to your stature.
The man never takes his eyes off of you, as if the others don't even exist. He offers you one of the ruby-red glasses.
To the power of the Acnean houses, and to your great future, drink with me, and never set foot in this hovel again.
The Archnian watches you expectantly. Toasting with him would be your first step into the great world of the Archnians, but is that a future worth betraying your friends for? Or maybe you're reckless enough to argue with this powerful visitor on behalf of the poor owners of this house. Right, so I don't have... my passion is too low to stand up for the family, so I guess we'll go with sort of a quieter form of protest and refuse the drink. You frown and push the glass aside, holding the man's gaze all the while. The visitor's eyes narrow into slits. His lips pull back into a sneer.
Such charming, foolish impertinence. It clearly runs in the family.
Daintily wiping his mouth with a napkin, the visitor stands up and leaves without saying another word. The silence in the room feels oppressive. Finally, the lady of the house shakes off her stupor and hurries to her husband's aid. This is the signal that sets the entire room in motion. Martha's mother bandages her husband's wound. The family either can't bear to look at you or is too busy trying to restore the shattered peace of their home. You pick up your dinner where you left off, but the friendly atmosphere from before is gone. Everyone feels crushed by what happened. The rest of the meal is tense and silent. Martha grabs your hand under the table where her parents can't see. Her grip is firm and warm. You squeeze her hand back, your breath caught in your throat. There we go. Little friendship point with Martha. Skipping ahead to 11 years old, but I think that's probably where I'm going to leave it for now. So, there we go. Something called the parade is happening. I'm not going to read this. I'm going to skip through it so I can get back to the main menu. So, yeah, that's fine. There we go. So that was a quick look at the life and suffering of Prince Jerian. Yeah, it was interesting. It's obviously a very brutal world with a big lack of equality between the various classes of people, whether they be sort of the serving class, the workers, and the nobles, who apparently seemingly bear pretty much the power of life and death over people less fortunate. So yeah, interesting one. This is just being announced, so it's going to be a little while, I think, before it appears. Currently on the Steam page, it just says coming soon. But I think if you liked the life and suffering of Sir Brante, you'd probably want to check this out as well. I didn't play it, like I said, but I'm aware of the sort of game it was, and I can see that this is very much in the same ilk. And yeah, seems very well written. Interesting how we're shaping our character. I look forward to perhaps once we're out of the prologue, maybe making more frequent choices and maybe driving events a little more than sort of reacting to them, which, yeah, I'm kind of expecting to happen. Hopefully it will. But let me know in the comments your thoughts anyway. As I said, this is a quick look at the game. And if you've enjoyed it, if you could hit the thumbs up button as well, that'd be amazing. And big thank you as always to our channel members for supporting Boring Into Gaming, and for everyone who's been patient with me recently for all some of the technical issues I've been having. This is actually the first video I'm recording on my new system since my old one went kaput. It's taken me a little while to get things up and running, but hopefully things can now continue service as usual. But thanks very much, and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.